each generation tries to pass its wisdom on to the next.
But what if the next generation is trying to beat you? How much knowledge would the older generation really want to pass on?
That's a good question, and it's a dilemma facing the coaches of Allen and Hartington Newcastle in this week's football game. You see, Allen's head coach, David Aldrich, is entering his 18th season at the helm of the Eagles, where he's gathered all kinds of football wisdom.
And he's definitely passed at least some of that wisdom on to his son, Corey, who just so happens to be coaching his opponent in Hartington Newcastle this week.
I had a chance to talk to both coaches about this rare father-son matchup on the Gridiron.
We've tried not to make that the focal point. You know, winning the football game is the first and foremost important thing. And I've had lots of people ask that on the team and outside the team. And my reply is when we kick the ball off, it's between the lines and it's all out, and we'll win. And at the end of the game, somebody's going to be disappointed, somebody's going to be happy, and hopefully bragging rights fall toward the blue and gold.
The really honest answer is it doesn't feel any different other than it's a game that we have to win, and so that's the way I've treated it with our kids. When I sit at home sometimes and think about the game, then it gets a little bit more, I don't know if emotional is the right word, but you start to think about the fact that I've been around my dad in football I started being a water boy with him when I was 4 years old. Take that all the way to junior high, played junior high football for him, then played high school football for him, and then I coached with him for 3 years.
Family relations aside, this game features some potent offensive weapons. Allen is led by senior Kyle Smith. They've averaged 246 yards on the ground per game this season, including an incredible 442 yards earlier this season against Cedar Bluffs. Coach Dave Aldrich says getting that offense established will be key.
And we have a second running back, Anthony Isom. He's a sophomore. He's stepped up and put some yards on the table. And we have a couple good ends, and we've been able to throw the ball a little bit. And it's nice when you can draw people up and then throw it over the top and have people that can catch it. So we've been more impressed this year that we're a little more rounded than a one-man show.
But, Dad, Allen's going to have to stop the run as well. Hartington Newcastle is averaging 206 yards on the ground per game. They just had their season high against Randolph last week, and they can throw the ball as well, averaging almost 100 yards a game through the air. I'm sure Coach Corey Aldrich has talked to you about Wildcats' offensive balance.
We've been working on some things where we use motion. We have a sophomore running back, Kobe Heitman, who's a very good athlete, good running back, but we can't get him carries in the backfield because Ethan Cook is a senior running back who has been very good for us the last couple of years. So last week we brought out some of that motion stuff we had worked on. So we had Kobe running motion, taking handoffs. We handed straight ahead with Ethan, and then our quarterback, Turner Korth, is another good runner. So we had three guys that carried the ball, kind of going in all different directions.
It is incredible. It's a father-son coaching matchup. It's the battle of generations. Who wins out? The seasoned wisdom of experience or the savvy innovation of youth? It's really a metaphor for life, don't you think?
Come on, Dad, it's just football.
All right, well, I guess not everything gets passed down from generation to generation. For NCN Sports,
I'm Dante McKay.
And I'm Eric McKay.